Oh, my sweet little miniature PlayStation. If only you were real. Oh my God! Holy moly, yes, it's true, they're turning this into a miniature thingy, like this, but not quite this small. That would be insane, but it's official. Sony, out of nowhere, announcing we are getting a PlayStation Classic mini console, jam-packed with 20 classic PlayStation games. I believe my phone was making some vibration noises around 3, maybe 4 a.m., and I saw notifications. Sony announces PlayStation Classic available for pre-order already. I was like, well, it's over. It's game over. There's no way they're going to be available. But guess what? At least right now, it seems the pre-orders are still open and have not sold out. They're at all the retailers. This is exciting. They have done it the right way. Seems like they're going to have plenty of stock. Let's talk about this thing. Wait, but first, let's go to the past real quick. Many of you who have been on this channel before know that the original PlayStation is by far my favorite console of all time. And to get a miniature version, oh my goodness, it takes me back to when my grandmother said she was going to buy me the PlayStation for Christmas. It was amazing. I went with her to the electronics boutique. That's what we still called our GameStops back then. We picked it up, and I was like, hey, Mom, you know, I should probably test the PlayStation out. You know, take it home, test it out, because, you know, if it doesn't work, and then I open it at Christmas, oh, it'd be horrible. So I should test it out tonight, at home, before Christmas. She let me. You're awesome, Grandma! And I remember playing Cool Borders on my PlayStation, and then I had to box it all up and give it to my grandmother to wrap. Surprise! Surprise, Gamer David. But you're not here for my nostalgia. You're here for the nostalgia of the PlayStation that's coming to us in a miniature form. And back when I made a little video about these miniature PlayStation capsule toys, I even joked that if we ever got a true miniature PlayStation, I would really just want a bunch of RPGs on it. And in my head, I was like, that's never gonna happen. They're not just gonna give you a bunch of RPGs. But guess what? The very first couple of games announced included Final Fantasy VII, which I feel like was a given, right? Final Fantasy VII, so iconic and connected with the original PlayStation. And then, surprisingly, Wild Arms? Amazing! Wild Arms and Final Fantasy VII are going to be on this console. I don't care that it's $99.99 US. That seems well worth it. But not all of the games have been revealed at this time, but we've got a good chunk. I would really like to see more. I mean, I'm dreaming if I think we're going to get Suikoden and Suikoden 2 on there, but that would certainly make the price tag of $100 worth it. But I think regardless, if the emulation is spot on, we're going to be in a good situation. And looking at the trailer, I tried to make some comparisons with what they showed of Final Fantasy VII to what I can accomplish with my FrameMeister hooked up and upscaled to HD on an original PlayStation. And a lot of times when you have gradients, when you upscale the PlayStation, the gradient colors will sort of have this weird dithering. I think that's what it's called. Is it dithering? It almost looks like a blockiness instead of a smooth transition. From the trailer, the little preview trailer of the PlayStation Classic, it appears that we are dither-free, of course, because of the emulation aspect. But the fact that it's an official licensed product, if we have solid HD quality footage coming out of these consoles, I am super excited. This might be one of the best ways to play Final Fantasy VII, or really any of these PlayStation games. You don't have to fiddle with upscaling them, or buying them separately and playing them through your PlayStation 3 or 4 or whatever. You've just got them. 20 classics in the PlayStation Classic. It's exciting. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there, oh, they're just copying Nintendo. Copying Nintendo. Who cares? Who cares? They saw an opportunity. Everybody seems to want a PlayStation Mini Classic console. Why not? Who's to say they shouldn't be allowed to use their own games and make their own console that's miniaturized? Do it. I say go ahead. I welcome it. Flood the market with them. Get the ones you want, right? You get the Neo Geo Mini. It's coming out soon. Whatever. Who cares? If you like it, great. Don't be worried about any haters. They're like, well, it's not... Nintendo did it first. The PlayStation Mini's coming out before the Nintendo 64 Classic Edition Mini. So in your face. In your face, Nintendo. No offense, I love you, Nintendo. But in your face, Nintendo. In your face. But there's so many classics. I mean, what do you think is going to be on this console? I'm sure we're going to find out very soon. Probably this video will go up and we'll already know all 20 games. But it's fun to speculate or have a wish list of what your perfect PlayStation Mini game list would be. And I mean, look at them. Look at them. I mean, first off, just give me all the Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy VII, 8, and 9. I mean, Final Fantasy VIII, I'm really tired of it getting the boot and not being included with all these re-releases. They got all these Switch games coming out. No talk of Final Fantasy VIII. Stop being mean. Stop skipping the number 8. What did the number 8 do to you? Nothing. Nothing. I mean, I would take some Lunar. Oh, Lunar 1 and 2 would be amazing to see on the PlayStation. Mega Man Legends 1 and 2. Don't get me too excited. Maybe even some Dragon Warrior 7. That's right, 7 still called itself Warrior, and I know a lot of people don't like Dragon Warrior 7, but hey, just, you know, quest it up with some Dragon Warrior 7. Mix it up. Why not? And hey, if we're talking Square, why not put a little Parasite Eve in there if you like to get spooked? And I mean, how have I not said Chrono Cross? You gotta put Chrono Cross on there. Put Chrono Cross on there, please. Thank you. Thank you. We might see some Legend of Dragoon. Who knows, maybe Guardians Crusade. That's one nobody talks about. I'll probably review that game in the future. Monster Rancher, Tony Hawk, Spyro, and the Bandicoot. Well, that's probably not gonna happen because of all those special editions of those. So we don't need those. Just give me that good, sweet stuff. Whatever. I'm sure you're not gonna do me wrong, Sony. Don't do me wrong. And if there's not enough games that you like, let's be honest. Shh. Don't tell anybody I said this. Someone's gonna hack the thing. Someone's gonna figure out a way to hack the console and just dump all kinds of PlayStation goodness on it. Though I am a little bit nervous because an ISO ROM for a PlayStation game is gonna be quite a bit bigger than an NES or SNES game, so I'm not sure what kind of space we're dealing with. Hopefully you'll be able to fit a fair number of games onto whatever system we have inside its beautiful miniaturized case. I just thought of this. Why not Jackie Chan Stuntmaster? Let's really just go crazy and spend all kinds of money on licenses for games that people probably don't care about, that aren't me, because I love Jackie Chan. My apologies. Jackie Chan Stuntmaster, make it happen. Real quick, let's talk about the controller. It looks like it's going to be the classic, original, non-analog, digital controller for this PlayStation Classic console. No thumbsticks here. No thumbsticks here. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you think this is the original. You're just not going to have those analog controls. So I wonder if that's going to affect the game's selection. So if you think of a game that really requires the thumbsticks, maybe it's not going to show up on the Classic Edition. That might make sense. Think of a game like Ape Escape. Ape Escape, right? You need those thumbsticks if you want to get your apes non-escaped. So I don't think we're going to be seeing that on the PlayStation Mini. What is really interesting, of course, you're going to get a full-sized controller of this non-analog style, but the other end, something that always bothered me, in a way, is that the NES Classic and SNES Classic use the sort of Wii and Wii U connector, so that you could, I guess, use it with your Wii U and Wii. But here's something that's interesting about the PlayStation Classic. They are miniaturizing, at least from what I can see in the trailer, they're just miniaturizing the actual port and plug of the PlayStation console. So it truly is the most accurate miniaturized console in this mini lineup that we're having. Pretty cool. Though, as I've said, they're using the original PlayStation controller. Do you think that means they might use the original rear, the original booty, the original backside of the PlayStation? I don't think so, because it looks like in the trailer it's going to be this style instead of the actual AV ports in. I think it would have been cool, since they're having the original controller bundled with it, and you're getting 2 of those, by the way, smart move. It would be really cool if they had the original back, even if they were fake. having the red, white, and yellow composite inputs direct on the back to show the original release of the PlayStation to go with the controller, that would have been fun. But to give Sony some bonus credit, I really like that they're actually making use of all 3 of the top Surface buttons. Power, of course, for power. Reset, I believe the reset sort of suspends whatever game you're in, I believe, possibly save states, I don't know, but I think it said it suspends. And then open, you would think, oh, they'll just make it flat and won't actually press. But the open button, it won't open, but it does what opening it would do. I guess this is your disc switch, so if you want to change games, you can hit open. How cool is that? So you've got your power, you've got your reset, which is going to do your suspend points, and then open to open the emulator and switch games. How fun. I'm glad they did that. Make all the buttons useful instead of just flat things like the NES flap not working on the NES Classic or the SNES eject button doing nothing. Make them work. Use those buttons. Come on. Alright, sorry, I gotta calm it down. I'm super excited. I've already pre-ordered the PlayStation Classic, and when it gets here, I'm going to do a full featured review. I'm gonna compare how well it is doing in HD compared to an upscale system from an original console, see if it's glitchy, see how they handle the emulation. I mean, Sony knows what they're doing when it comes to emulation of PS1 and PS2. I'm sure they've thought this out. I hope they've thought this out. So, please look forward to that in December. Yes, a pre-Christmas purchase. PlayStation goodness. So I guess I'll see you on December 3rd for that next video where we take a look and dive into the PlayStation Classic. Are you excited? Please tell me you're excited. If you're not excited, let me know why you might not be excited and what games, even if they're already announced. Tell me what would be your top 20 games on a PlayStation Classic if you were in charge. If I was in charge, I don't know. I'm going to work on my special list. Tell me what your 20 games would be on the perfect PlayStation Classic for you. And remember, always stay digitally distracted. A little bit digitally distracted. Oh, it's so tiny.